Hey everybody, Mac and Damer here for OCR Kings, and we're going to review a video submission. A very courageous individual sent us the first video ever of his footage. This is from Garrett Hartman. He was kind enough to send us really cool video about his stories.
This is the first submission from Garrett, and it's actually really well done.
A good video.
Yeah.
I think it's very important too post-COVID, we hope.
Yes,
Post-COVID.
definitely.
You know, how are we going to get out of this funk? So without further ado, let's take a look.
Hello, my name's Gary, and I run the All Obstacles YouTube channel. I saw your guys' video, open-ended question about what are we doing for 2021, how are we getting out of that COVID funk, and what Spartan races are we doing? So for me, I'm getting out of the COVID funk by just enjoying nature.
This is a really nice-looking video.
He obviously set time up to like set the camera up and shoot, and then he goes and hikes through the frame. But where he is
He's got some nice trails.
Really nice trails, yeah.
Getting to surround myself and the world around me, hang out with people now that it's responsible because I've gotten the second shot in Moderna. Life's going well right now, and I'm really glad I get to enjoy life with my family, relatives, and so forth. For Spartan races, I'm definitely considering the New Jersey Ultra later this year. It depends on how my body fares for the rest of the year. If it holds up, I'll definitely give it a try.
He's pushing for a potential 2021 at New Jersey.
Yeah, it's no joke.
At Mountain Creek.
Mountain Creek
Creek is not an easy
No.
spot for an ultra. It's not even an easy spot for a beast. It's definitely a really surprisingly aggressive mountain for where it is in New Jersey.
Could be a spiteful mountain too, depending on the weather. It's very changeable.
I think weather's the most
factor.
Unpredictable for that one. We've done New Jersey a bunch of times. We've actually done an ultra at New Jersey, and that was one of the longest days.
But the road to the ultra has been anything but straight. It actually started in 2018 actually. I signed up for a running class at my college. Had a lot of fun with that, decided, hey, I want to take it a step up, do an ultra for Spartan. So I did some 50Ks in 2018, and I attempted one in 2019 and also did one in 2019. But the start of 2018 was a bit of a downhill. I was in my first real sort of relationship, got cheated on, and then around the same time my dad got bit by a rattlesnake and nearly died in the woods.
Okay, pause that.
Because
he mentions his, the life and the usual crap that happens stinks, but your dad getting bit by a rattlesnake in the woods is... And Garrett, if you're gonna do a video, do one about that, because that's really interesting. What happened? How was your dad doing? It was like, how did he survive being out in the woods? Like, he really was deep in the woods, because most of us, ultra or beast or just running miles in the woods, it was like, we have no idea of something like that could happen. So please share that story.
But 2019 was where it got really rough for me in terms of my health. I had a bad fall. I slipped on ice, got a concussion, and it did a number on me. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a sob story. This is supposed to give you inspiration and motivation. But the concussion, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I was so messed up I didn't even know I had a concussion for a couple of weeks. I did finally get checked out by doctors. They were like, oh, you should be fine in a week. Oh, you should be fine in a month. Oh, you should be fine by this month. But I just kept passing by the timetables and still wasn't getting better. And it was really rough. I couldn't run without feeling ill. Some days I couldn't even get out of bed and order breakfast from McDonald's or something because I was just so messed up. Thankfully, I was living at college at that point, and my roommates were able to help take care of me, but that was definitely a dark point in my life. I faced the question in my head of, will I ever be able to run again? To go from heck yeah ultra to what the hell? Can I even live my life like a normal person anymore? Is definitely a really humbling thought.
Yeah, so about his story, so now he's going through kind of the concussion protocol, which it's like, when we went through having headaches from high school football and hockey and lacrosse. It was like
Fighting.
and it was like then you into martial arts. It was like it's a weird problem that obviously they're trying to address, certainly at the high school and collegiate level with like impact, but it does affect everyone really weird. So it sounds like it hit Garrett here really hard. And it was like certain people, it was like, I know I've gotten quite a few, and I got one on the lacrosse field not that long ago. Someone just kneed me in the head. It was like as I was fighting for a ground ball, and like those type of events just hit people differently, but they are really serious. So it's like, I'm certainly glad Garrett's feeling better. I mean, obviously it took him a long time to recover, as it could take anybody. So it's like, yeah, that's weird. You crack your brain, and it was like, who the hell knows how you're going to react to that? So
I decided to stay YOLO. I signed up for the Killington Ultra that year. I didn't finish it, no surprise, but I had a great time, and I realized through the process that setting goals doesn't lead to freedom. If you want to get to freedom, you have to set freedom as your destination and pursue it with a sense of urgency.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good message. Yep. Right on. Right on.
Thinking you're going for your goal, but in reality going for a completely different path, you're not going to get to freedom. So that's one piece of advice for you guys. Take it or leave it, just something to chew on. And then, unfortunately, I went back downhill again. At the start of 2020, I got really ill in February. I had a really mushy throat. There was one day I could barely talk, and another day where I woke up shaking uncontrollably, unable to walk, in a lot of pain, and I was in awful shape. At the time, I didn't know what it was, but looking back with what we know now about COVID, I likely was one of the earlier people that got COVID, well before testing was available. And that really shook me to my core. I thought I was literally getting dementia because I was so messed up. That too, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I remember trying to get up the staircase to get to my roommate, knocking on his door, trying to say, like, I'm not all right, you need to take me to the ER, but I couldn't get those words out of my mouth. But thankfully he realized that I need to go to the ER, so he took me there. And then worst of all, if I pushed myself just a little bit too much, my body would be messed up for days. And too much was really subjective. Some days it'd just be working, other days it'd be running. But it really messed me up.
I've been in a weird, like, low energy funk ever since I had COVID as well. And it was like it was just like we were working out constantly. It was like, hey, let's meet up. We can't meet up. It was like, oh, I'm on the elliptical, I'm on the bike, I'm on it. And it was like rowing machine. I have all this stuff set up in my little workout basement, and it was like loving it. And now, even today, it's just like
the energy level is like not there.
So it's like I've definitely just like dipped to a level. So it's like, and it was like, no, I had COVID. It was like, that's confirmed. And it was like, so I don't know if that's a COVID thing that he's talking about, which is probably is. It was like, COVID's just a really weird.
It is really weird.
Yeah, disease that hits you. So it's like, yeah, just feel like, hey, we go out and we run and we push each other, and that's awesome, and we need to do that, and we all need to do that. But it was like
the energy did not rebound post-COVID.
So between the concussion and COVID, that was nearly a solid 2 years that I faced the question of, can I even run again? And it makes you really think about the meaning of life, and all that stuff. I ended up getting better over time from that illness. There's definitely a process that'll be understood better in the next few years about post-COVID. I'm not really going to speak about much of it now because I don't know it all that well. But there's definitely something behind deep breathing exercises, taking medication for your body, and then letting yourself rest. It, quite frankly, was almost a solid year of no running for me. I did try and log some miles for the Great Virtual Race across Tennessee in 2020, but I just couldn't get that far. I ended up DNFing that, sadly. And 2020 will definitely be looked at as a dark year for me. But thankfully now in 2021, I got a nice support system around me. I got the support of my family. I signed up for the Great Virtual Race across Tennessee again. I'm currently at 25%, and life is looking up. So that's my current journey and where I'm at so far with training for a Spartan Ultra. So I guess to summarize the main points, setting goals doesn't lead to freedom. Listen to your body. You need to stretch and eat healthy if you're going to be doing this ultra stuff. And enjoy life. Try and figure out the meaning of it along the way. Smile around the people that are around you. Give them compliments, lift them up along the way. Yeah, I hope to see you guys out on the Spartan race course. I'll probably post this in a more detailed, more thorough, more professional style down the road, but this is more of a video response to your open-ended question on your latest video.
Right on.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, I'll see you guys at some point in the future.
All right.
Jersey, Killington, Antarctica. I don't know.
Antarctica, right on.
Probably not that last one.
Salute, man.
Nice.
Hats off. Okay, yes, we hope to see you too.
Yes, and he's talking about doing the ultra in New Jersey.
Yes.
We're not doing the ultra there. We actually have a beast
Do
scheduled
the
there.
beast. Hope to see you there. You'll
But,
be lapping us, going
yeah.
by on lap 1 or 2 or both. So good luck with both of those.
Definitely.
You know?
And
Both of those laps.
that's a great story from Garrett. He definitely had like some ups and downs, and
Right on.
it was like life just kind of throws those at you. So it sounds like he's on
But
he's on an up now.
Yeah, he's still in the fight.
So,
you know, you don't
yep.
give up. So right
Yeah.
on.
So Garrett, awesome video, and just kind of having some fun listening to what you had to put out and
Mm-hmm.
lessons learned and things you've learned along your journey.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can pass any of that along.
Cool. And you know what? We'll post a link in the description below to Garrett's channel. You got
Yes.
to check him out. Go see some
Yep.
of his videos. Subscribe over there. Subscribe over here if you haven't already.
That's right.
Come on.
Please.
Please. All right.
Yep.
So, you know, and what's your story? If you're watching this video and you got a cool story to tell,
Yeah,
we'll
please.
put a link down in the description below. Send us your footage. We'd love to see it.
Yep.
Okay? So, but, you know, until that time, as always, remember, train hard.
Have fun.